Hey peeps, this is going to be a little short video on abusive relationships, or at least the abuse I experienced in one of my relationships. If you want a longer video that goes more into detail about abusive relationships with a scientific article included, then you should follow me on YouTube. You can find me under the same name. Alright, so with that, let's begin. So they always say, oh, there are signs. She should have noticed. She should have left. There can be very little signs. The sign that I miss the most is when his brother came to me and was like, hey, he's a dick to everybody but you. And I was thinking, well, his mom's kind of a dick to him too. She punches walls and stuff, and like, that's just how it is. And he was explaining how he was mean to his mom, and I was thinking, well, he's going through a lot, you know, and everything like that, but he treats me right, so I'm going to stay with him. That will only last for so long, all right? If someone comes to you and tries to warn you, listen. Now, eventually his little brother took his side, but I do appreciate that he came and tried to warn me. Little brother don't know about the frying pan that was thrown at me, but whatever. All right, so anger is a sign. Now, love bombing, I've always had a hard time understanding love bombing, because to me it's like, so in my abusive relationship, we fell in love fast, but we were in high school, so of course we fell in love fast, and he was really nice to me and stuff like that. We were in high school. But love bombing is a sign. I would look more into it. If someone is moving a little too fast with you, and you know, you feel like, okay, they don't really know me yet. Why are they saying these things? It could be love bombing, so watch out. All right, he waited a whole freaking year before he started really abusing me. And I was too empathetic to say, hey, this isn't okay. We waited a year and 3 months to have sex, and then he was all about it. Like, he would not take no for an answer. He was constantly pressuring me. He was constantly getting angry when I didn't want to have it. It was such a pain. I was just thinking, well, he's never had sex before. He's a little frustrated, you know, he'll grow out of this. Girl, it is not your responsibility to sit around and wait for a man to grow up. You need to leave. That's what I would say to my past self. So if you're dealing with that, if you're dealing with constantly being pressured into sex, leave. Because at one point he did start, ooh, this is going to be a tough one. Trigger warning for rape. He did start raping me, because he would tell me that he didn't know where the was, and he would accidentally try to put it in, But years later, after we've been together for 5 years, he finally admitted, no, I knew. I just thought you'd let me if I kept trying. No ideal that he was a rapist. You're a rapist if you're watching this, by the way. Hey, ex, you're a rapist. Like, no ideal in his mind. Like, some rapists don't know they're rapists. Some rapists know and they don't care, and some rapists don't know. But that's how his mama raised him, so... Anyways, yeah, that was hard, and he admitted that to me after 5 years. And if you're going through something similar, he would always get really mad at me when I would get mad and be like, hey, be careful, watch it, you're hurting me. Oh, I'm sorry, don't get so mad at me, it was an accident, I didn't know. All that emotional abuse and emotional manipulation just to admit after 5 years that he was raping me. So, moving on. Disrespect of your feelings. Now, I would ask him, like, the pedo bear thing. I didn't think pedo bear, or whatever it's called, you'd have to look it up. Actually, don't look it up. But I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think there was anything funny or ironic about it. I was like, real predators could be using this as a sign to speak to other predators. And he was like, no, it's just funny. It's just a joke. And I kept telling him, stop looking at that. Stop talking about it. I don't want to hear it. Me and my best friend both were like, just stop being fucking weird. And he didn't listen to us because he didn't respect my feelings. He also would constantly make fun of me and say I hated cops. I don't hate cops. Not anymore, at least. He would say that I hated cops because my brother got arrested and, oh, they took your brother away. And he would say it just like that. And I would say, hey, stop. That hurts my feelings. That's not okay. And he continuously did it. And he admitted years later that the reason why he didn't get a better job and help me get out of the home situation I was in is because he knew I wouldn't leave. So believe actions, not words, ladies. I waited for this man for so long, thinking one day I'll be able to get out of here. One day I'll be able to do better. One day I'll be okay. He wasn't going to help me. No one was going to help me. I had no car, mental health issues. It was bad. But moving on, throwing things. Finally, after so long, he revealed his true colors. He threw a frying pan at me. And after you've been beaten down for so long and so used to understanding someone else's feelings that you disconnect from your own, especially if you grew up in an abusive household, you're going to have a hard time getting angry. I didn't even get mad. He threw it, and I was like, holy shit, it missed me, but he still threw it in my direction, and I was like, hey, that could have bounced back and hit me. And he was like, well, I got angry. You're making me so mad. Ugh. You know, and I'm like, sorry. And then he just decided to apologize and say he was sorry. He wasn't sorry, or he wouldn't have thrown it in the first place. A lot of people are not sorry because they wouldn't have done something so horrible to you in the first place. So he threw a frying pan at me. Dude, I don't care if he's not putting his hands on you. If he starts throwing shit at you, a cup, a ball, even a ball. If he starts throwing shit at you, leave. But leave safely. And I'll make a video on how to leave safely and how at least I left safely another time. All right, and then finally, reactive abuse. Reactive abuse should be called something else because it's not abuse. It should be called reacting to abuse. This is when you get so mad that you get so tired of being hit, you might hit them back. Or maybe they hit you just for the first time and you hit them back. I remember that we were driving somewhere and he started driving crazy again. He started beating on things again, acting like a jerk. And I punched him in the arm and I said, you need to stop. We're going to die. Focus on the road. And then I felt so bad about that. I felt like I was an abuser. I could never tell my friends what I did. I felt horrible, like I was a bad person. But really, there was no screaming at him. There was no talking to him normally. There was nothing to get him out of that state when he wanted to drive in that state. So I did what I had to do. They will make you feel like you're the abusive one. They will drive you so up the wall that you will finally react. And when you do, they will call you crazy. They will call you manipulative. They'll point out your mental disorders. They'll say you're bipolar, whatever. And by the way, if you are bipolar or schizophrenic, if you have BPD, even depression, you are more at risk of being abused than you are of being an abuser. This is a scientific fact. But anyways, guys, it's been good talking to you. I hope a little bit of this has helped you understand what abusive relationships look like. I hope that if you're in a relationship like this, you choose to leave in a safe way. And hey, if you're not ready to admit that you're being abused yet, I've been there, okay? But the day will come where you can't take it anymore. And when you finally leave, I want you to know I'm proud of you. Take care.